Hey guys, Morten Oslo here. Welcome to another video. Today I thought I would do a little bit of a wrap-up video of a few bits and bobs that I've received over the past week or so. A couple of CDs, a vinyl record, and even a cassette. Yes. So I think I'll start with the CDs. Couple of CDs that I went over to Platekompaniet, not far from here, and bought. I think it was Friday last. One of them I bought on vinyl record. How long ago is this now? A couple of years ago. And I wanted to get the CD because this is Green Day, by the way. So I've had been collecting Green Day on CD, ever since Dookie, I suppose. And I have a complete studio album collection of theirs on CD, except for one. As far as vinyl, I have that one on vinyl, and then I have two more Green Days on vinyl. I think, it's a BBC Sessions, I think it is. And was it Dookie live at one of those, later day Woodstock things, I think it was. Yeah. But been sort of nagging me a bit that I didn't have their last album Saviors on CD. And one good thing about waiting to do this is that they released a deluxe edition of that called Edition Deluxe. So this is it. There we are. And I guess I'll just open that for you now so that I can finally listen to some Green Day on CD. Because, even though I have a double up of things, sometimes I will grab the old CDs instead of a vinyl album. Especially bands where I have, a big studio collection on CD. I will grab, like a pile and listen through them. And then I will sort of add listening to vinyls in between and stuff like that. That's how my days pass. Oh, come on. There we are. So a little bit of a hype sticker on this one. There you are. And 229 Norwegian kroner translates to 23 US dollars, give or take a cent or two. So there it is without the shrink wrap. And there's the back. So it has additional tracks, obviously, or it wouldn't be a deluxe, I suppose. We got a nice little gatefold thing going on here. We have a nice booklet with the lyrics. Couple of photos. The boys are they're keeping well. I mean, they're my age, aren't they? Yeah. And finally, the CD as well. Here we are. Not a record I've listened to enough, but then again, might be in part because I haven't had it on CD, and sort of in vinyl terms, I guess I've been listening more to other types of music since I got this. Or maybe not. Maybe it's something else. I don't know. Next one up this is another artist where I collect his studio albums on CD and only. I don't have... Well, I have one record by Richard Ashcroft's previous band, of course, Verve, which is a record store day thing with some bits and bobs on it that I haven't listened to nearly enough, and that's one of the reasons, because there was a Verve release for this past record store day, and I remember, no, I don't think I'll grab it, because how much have I listened to the previous one? So I would have loved to gotten their studio album that was released for NAD, National Album Day, in the UK on Saturday, but that was sold as a double album, and the price was upwards towards £50. So yeah, that was a bit much. Oh, come on. Oh, it's a little gatefold as well. So let's see. Get that shrink wrap off. So Richard Ashcroft, Loving You. Is this his first album studio album since 2018? There we are. Well, a bit of a wasted gatefold, if you ask me. Is this a homage to Paul Weller's Style Council album, Cost of Living? Cost of Loving, sorry. Here we are. And the CD. Virgin Music Group there. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to hearing some new music by Richard. Like I said, a bit of a wasted gatefold CD, this, in that it's nothing in here, so there's no booklet or anything. And, the price was the same as this. Anyway, looking forward, like I said, to listening to new music from Richard. Next up, I bought a vinyl album from a seller on the Norwegian eBay, finn.no, of course, I love the Smiths, and I love the solo music, mostly from Morrissey. I do not own any Morrissey studio albums on vinyl. I have a few of his singles, mind, but finally got around to getting this. This is a 2012 pressing of his debut album Viva Hate. So the font is quite different than the original, and it's retained the Parlophone logo on the front here, but the vinyl is slightly different. I don't know what the story is about rights and everything, but anyway, so this is a Viva Hate, and this was a great copy at a great price. He wanted 200 kroner for this, guys. And he lived here in the city, so I met him, so I didn't have to pay for postage. And this was a Norwegian deal, so I didn't have to pay customs or anything. So $20 for this. And he said he played it like once, and then he followed up and said, "This is his best album." Yeah, and I said, "Yeah, well, apparently not good enough since you're getting rid of it." No, he said no. He had apparently had several copies. I think he had an OG, and I think he had even later than this reissue, maybe. So he was just trying to like some of you guys out there, and maybe I should do as well, shrink his record collection to make room for more. So yeah, it says it's on Liberty Records. I don't know anything about that. Sorry, guys. So there's the back, which is really good. To those of you who knew Miss Langdon, she's being buried on Tuesday 27th and then that's removed from here, something. Yeah. I love this album. It's so good. I remember two of my favorite singers from two of my favorite bands releasing solo album sort of within a year. With Morrissey, we knew that the Smiths was over and everything, and this came out in '88, I think it was. And then you had Ian McCulloch from Echo and the Bunnymen, and I remember coming back from a school trip to Italy in '89, and seeing Candleland in the windows. I do not know why the hell I picked that up on cassette back then, and not vinyl. Took me a lot of years until I got that on vinyl, and it's such a good album. But I didn't know that Echo and the Bunnymen wasn't in Echo and the Bunnymen anymore when I picked up that. So that's sort of the difference. But you had the same kind of close-up cover with the black and white and everything, and two excellent, like I said, solo debuts there. So yeah, very, very happy to have this. Just a quick look at the vinyl. Like I said, it's an odd Liberty label here. I don't know if that's like a subsidiary to what was EMI. It was still EMI in 2012, I guess. Yeah. So I don't know what the story. Like I said, I don't know what it is, but I like that they kept the old Parlophone logo on the front of the cover there, even though they changed the font. So finally, this will be hopefully a completion time. I got this from a seller, a Canadian seller actually, on Discogs, and if it's the correct cassette is in here, then that will be a completion time video as well. So you guys who have been following my channel for a while, that what the hell did I do? No, there was a cardboard in here. I was worried I'd cut it, but it is a stiffening cardboard from the seller, which is nice. No, what was I saying? Yeah, I was saying about I love Australian music and Australian bands. This is actually a T-shirt I bought in Australia all those years ago, and INXS, of course, has been a big part of my life as far as music goes for many, many years. And I initially had a few of their records on vinyl. They've disappeared over the years. And then I've had a complete CD collection, up until Michael Hutchins' passing. Some big bits and bobs, a few live stuff, compilations and so on. And I did get one CD, was it last year? I featured in a video with one of those persons who they try to replace him with through competitions and stuff, but I don't consider those INXS canon, if you like. And then over the last, beginning in 22 and ending in 24, I managed to complete my INXS studio album collection on vinyl, and I even added a little bit to that when I got the Listen Like Thieves special edition early this year, and also the live at Wimbledon, live at Wembley, isn't it? Yeah, sorry. Record on vinyl. Should I also get that on a different? I don't know. But the thing is, I found out that when I was rooting through things down in Denmark, that I actually had 3 or 4 of their studio albums on cassette from back in the day, and I thought, let's see if I can manage to collect them all on cassette, and thereby INXS will be the only band where I have a complete studio album collection on both vinyl, CD, and cassette. So this is hopefully it. Now this is the third time I've ordered this. The first Discog seller, he just refunded me immediately and said, I think he said he'd already sold it and forgotten to remove it from Discogs, or he couldn't find it, something like that. So that was the end of that. And then back in March, I think it was, I bought it from a seller in France, and shipping and everything was alluded to, and everything seemed to be on its way, and nothing happened. And I don't like leaving people bad reviews on Discogs. I mean, obviously not his fault that it disappeared. We'll, stack that up to the postal service. But it took a while to get him to sort of. He said he did some research to try to find it, and then finally he refunded me about a month ago. In the meantime, I had already ordered this from the seller in Canada. And he actually refunded me a bit less than that I paid for it, but I left it at that. So, and the thing is, I think they spent 2 weeks traveling from Canada to the Netherlands, and then about 10 days after it arrived in the Netherlands, it got shipped to Norway. I think it's taken me nearly 3. I think this thing has been in Norway for nearly 3 weeks. Why? Well, I had to pay customs on the postage and the value of this thing, because I'm obviously stealing business from Norwegian record stores selling cassettes that aren't available anymore. So that's, and then someone tried to break open the door down in the entranceway to my apartment building, so the lock has been broken, and the postal service still haven't gotten what they need to be able to get inside, so I haven't gotten any mail for like a week. So this ended up at a pickup spot. Oh, what do we have here? We have, and I'm happy to say it's the correct one, a copy of the debut album by INXS on cassette. Now, it's a worn old thing, obviously, and I have tried to find a cassette of this from Australia, and even though this seller was in Canada, it looks like this is an Australian copy of INXS. So that's pretty cool. Now you're thinking, Martin, you don't collect cassettes, do you? No, like I said, I have a few sort of lying around from old days and stuff, and I've got quite a few U2s actually, and no, I just thought it would be funny to have INXS, since I was so close anyway. So over the last couple of years, I've gotten the rest, and now finally, after all that, I got their debut album on cassette. I keep repeating myself. Here we are. I really like those 2 first albums of theirs. They're a very different kettle of fish in the beginning, INXS, and I like to think that there are. I mean, for a band that didn't, release albums for that many albums, but they have very distinct periods. So I feel that the 2 first albums, maybe the 3 are the next 3 are 2 sort of very separate INXSs, and then you have the Kick and X era, and then those last 3 albums, I suppose, they're all sort of very distinct from each other, and INXS trying to find their way in a new musical world. But yeah. So on a bus, doctor, just keep walking, learn to smile, jumping, jumping, jumping. In vain, roller skating. Oh, that's such a good track. Body language. Newsreel babies and wishy washy. And the thing is, it says here, 1980 Deluxe Records, made in Australia. There we are. So let's look at the cassette. Getting a cassette sort of mid play here. Okay, side one. There we are. Look at that. It's even got screws in this on the sides there. Side one, side two. Yeah, so that's fantastic. That I can now put this on a shelf and look at it from time to time. I have a sort of a portable cassette player. What is it called? That I bought a couple of years ago. We Are Rewind. I'm not sure whether it's all that good actually, or if I'm just unlucky with the cassettes that I'm in. Because some of the cassettes, even though I got it plugged into the power main and all thing, doesn't seem to be able to sort of drag them along. So maybe I'll go to a second-hand store or something, see if I can find an old stereo cassette deck. Well, I don't know. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. That was a bit of 3 different medias for you guys to share with me, sharing with that with you, and I hope you enjoyed that. Please click like, that helps my channel, and if you want to subscribe, that makes me happy. Hope to see you soon in another video, guys. Take care. Bye bye.